Full name, date of birth?
Ivan Avila.
Avila, you were arrested earlier today, charged with possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6. I appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your problem is that when this was alleged to have occurred earlier today, you were already on release on another felony, a pending felony. You'd been arrested, released, and I don't know what the next court date is, but under Arizona law, if you're arrested, charged with a felony and released, which you were, and you're arrested while you're on that release for committing a new felony, you can't be released on bond or otherwise. I have no discretion in that matter. Your next court date will be July 15th at 8:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix, and your order's right over there. You know, I noticed that the initial appearance for him was March 21st, which is what for some crazy reason, I got crossed up and.
Oh, you mixed it up.
I noticed that when I was looking at this. All right. Yeah. Full name and date of birth? You know, you're okay. Your order's right over there. Yeah, that's Joe Dwight is the next person. Looks a lot like. Okay. You see what I mean? So anyway, where did we get that information?
Yeah, because on
Number 9, like 5,
I believe this is
yeah, but nowhere on his information we have do I find anything indicating that he was on felony release on number 5. Anyway. All right, after Mr. Dwight will be Darren Petrovic. Full name, date of birth, please.
Dwight Joe.
All right, you, sir, were on felony probation here in Maricopa County, and the probation department contends you violated conditions of probation. A warrant for your arrest was issued last September 22nd with a $2,500 bond. Your next court date will be July 15th at 8:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix, and your order's right over there. Darren Petrovic, and then it'll be Desiree Flores. Full name, date of birth.
Darren Petrovic.
Petrovic, you were previously charged with 2 counts of possession of dangerous drugs, Class 4 felonies, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, and obstruction by refusing to give a correct name. A pretrial management conference was scheduled on January 22nd. You failed to appear. The judge issued a warrant for your arrest with a $5,000 cash-only bond. Your next court date now will be July 22nd at 9 a.m. in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Yeah, your order's right over there. Desiree Flores, and then it'll be Melissa Spencer. Full name, date of birth?
Desiree Flores.
All right, Ms. Flores, you were previously charged with possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony. A preliminary hearing was scheduled for June 5th. You didn't show up. They issued a warrant for your arrest with a $500 cash-only bond. Your next court date in that matter now will be July 15th at 8:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. You're also on felony probation, and from what I can see, there was a warrant for your arrest that was previously issued or will be issued shortly and you'll be back in here on the probation revocation matter also. I don't know why they didn't add it to this. Anyway, your order's right over there. Melissa Spencer, then it'll be Alejandro Martinez. Full name, date of birth?
Melissa Spencer.
Right, ma'am. You were arrested earlier today, charged with possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, and obstruction by refusing to give correct name. The Legal Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. I see that there is also a DOC hold that will be forthcoming. I set bond in the amount of $500. Your next court date will be July 15th at 8:30, but you will likely be in here on a DOC hold sometime in the next 24 hours.
So what does that mean? I'm sorry.
Well, you were on some kind of release.
Yes.
Okay. And there were certain conditions. It's kind of like being on probation.
Yes.
And you were released, and this is a new charge, and that would be a violation of the release that you were on.
Yes.
So they will probably place a hold on you so that you'll be held without bond probably until that matter is resolved.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
Alejandro Martinez, and then it'll be Raymond Garcia. Full name, date of birth, please.
Alejandro Martinez.
All right. You were arrested yesterday, charged with driving under the influence, a Class 4 felony in this particular case because your license had been suspended or revoked, and failing to stay at the scene of an accident, a misdemeanor. I appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You also have a direct complaint pending for a driving while under the influence charge, another Class 4 felony that you haven't been served with the summons yet. And I don't know what happens, but you may very well be in here on that matter sometime in the next 24 to 48 hours. In this case, I'm setting bond at the amount of $500. Public Defender's Office appointed to represent you. Next court date, July 15th at 8:30, Superior Court in downtown Phoenix.
Okay.
Your order's right over there. Okay, Raymond Garcia, and then it will be Daniel Meraz. Full name, date of birth, please.
Raymond Garcia.
Right. You were arrested earlier today, charged with possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony. Public Defender's Office appointed to represent you. I'm releasing you on your own recognizance to appear in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, July 15th at 8:30, and your order's right over there.
Thank you.
Daniel Meraz, and then it'll be Raylyn Robbins. Full name, date of birth, please. Pardon me?
11.
And your full name?
Daniel Everardo Ruiz Meraz.
All right, you, sir, were arrested earlier today, charged with one count each of the following: possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, unlawful flight from law enforcement in a motor vehicle, a Class 5 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, a Class 6 felony, and tampering with evidence, a Class 6 felony. I appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You are also on probation in Pinal County, and they've been notified about this arrest. I wish they'd have brought this information in before we had your case here, because I was going to release you on your own recognizance on this particular, your new arrest, but you're not going to get out of custody if Pinal County places a hold, which I'm
Placing a hold on.
You're on probation, Pinal County, right?
Yeah, they just transferred it here to Maricopa County.
They transferred it to here?
Yeah, they transferred it here. My probation officer is Daniel Bracamonte.
All right.
They just transferred it, like-
then once Maricopa County gets the information, once they realize that, and they look, here, it's very likely you'll get a hold, so, if that happens quickly, you won't be released. You might check with your probation officer and make sure. That'll kind of make you look pretty good. July 15th at 8:30 in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix will be your next court date in this matter, your new arrest, and I'm releasing you on your own recognizance, all right? There you go. Your order's right over there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Raylyn Robbins, and then it will be Maurice Lambert. Full name, date of birth?
Raylyn Robbins, I live in...
You were arrested earlier today and charged with a form of criminal trespass of a residential structure, a Class 6 felony. I appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You're also on felony probation, and your probation officer will institute revocation arraignment proceeding. That's the name of the procedure they start. It sounds pretty bad, but most people don't get revoked unless it's a real serious matter. What I'm going to do in your case, I'm going to release you on this new felony on your own recognizance to be supervised by your adult probation officer.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
What's that?
Thank you so much.
Well, okay. Well, I hope it works out for you. You're to be supervised by him or her. You're not to return to where this arrest is alleged to have occurred or the crime has been alleged to have occurred. And you must contact him or her within 72 hours. And your next court date in the new arrest will be July 23rd at 8:30 Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Then on the probation violation matter, as I told you, Public Defender's Office appointed to represent you and releasing you on your own recognizance in that matter. But your next court date will be earlier. It'll be July 15th at 8:30. So, okay, so you got two different dates. There you go. Your orders are right over there.
Thank you.
Maurice Lambert, and then it'll be Curtis Harris. Full name, date of birth, please. And your full name?
Maurice Lambert.
All right. You, sir, were arrested earlier today, charged with one count of the following: possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony; possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony; tampering with physical evidence, a Class 6 felony; a form of assault causing injury, a misdemeanor; and disorderly conduct by fighting, a misdemeanor. Public Defender's Office appointed to represent you. I'm releasing you on supervised release to appear in Superior Court downtown Phoenix, July 23rd at 8:30. Now, the difficult part is you're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime or have contact with the alleged victims or witnesses. And if an order of protection is issued, I don't know if it's a family matter, but if it is a family matter, an order of protection could be issued, and if you're served with a copy, you must comply with its terms. You understand?
Yes. Am I being released today or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have anything else, do you?
No, sir.
All right, there you go. Curtis Harris, and then it'll be, we never found anything else on number 5, did we? Full name, date of birth?
Curtis Bill Harris, the 4th.
All right. You were arrested earlier today, charged with one count each of the following: possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, Class 4 felony; possession of dangerous drugs, Class 4 felony; possession of a weapon in the commission of a drug offense, a Class 4 felony; possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony; and knowingly displaying fictitious plates. That is a misdemeanor. Pretrial Services says that you have a good job, you're financially capable of hiring your own attorney. If that's not correct, you can request appointment of counsel at any subsequent court proceeding. I'm releasing you on supervised release to appear in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, July 23rd at 8:30. If you look at your release order, there'll be a phone number for pretrial services. Call them within 2 or 3 days and touch base with them. They expect you to call, all right?
Yes, sir.
There
Thank
you
you.
go. You bet. Hold on. Let me modify this. All right. All right, full name and date of birth, please.
Theodore Frank Beck.
All right, Mr. Beck, you were arrested earlier today, charged with 1 count of aggravated assault, a Class 3 felony, and 1 count of another form of aggravated assault, domestic violence form, impeding breathing by choking, a Class 4 felony. Pretrial Services says that you are financially capable of hiring your own attorney. If that's not correct, you can request appointment of counsel at any subsequent court proceeding. A $5,000 secured appearance bond is set. Conditions of any release would include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime or having any contact initiating any contact with victims or witnesses. And if an order of protection is issued and you're served with a copy, you must comply with its terms. You understand?
Absolutely. And
And everything I'm telling you is printed on that form.
okay, but the one issue where this all happened was my house.
I know, and
Right.
it could be. That doesn't change the fact that until this order is modified, it's very likely that maybe she moved out.
If she did-
Well, I don't know that, what we do in cases like this, standard instructions that are part of the release order is not to return to that location, even if you bought it and paid for it, until this situation changes enough to where a judge, like for example, she's not there anymore. If she's not there anymore, I don't know who'd call the police, but that's up to you. Anyway, your next court date will be July 15th at 8:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix, and at that time, you can request that the release order be modified in any way, reduce the bond, request that you not be prohibited from returning to that house, whatever. But as you leave here today, the conditions on that order that we're going to hand you in a few seconds are in place, all right?
Okay, and just so I understand, even though she doesn't stay there.
Well, I don't know that she doesn't stay there.
Right.
You say she doesn't live there?
No, it's on her permanent address.
Well,
Her permanent address is on Cortez, and this is up in, like Union Hills.
Well, you know, if I will take your word for that, then I'll modify this based upon what you've told me. You can return to the location if that took place in your residence and you're absolutely swearing that she will not be back. We're just trying to eliminate any possibility for problems. We modified the order.
Absolutely.
All right. Well then,
And is it possible to have pictures of?
you can take pictures of anything you want.
I mean, of my physical body.
Well, yes.
Because
why don't you, if you hire an attorney, explain to them, the attorney, what it is that you think should be done. You can do whatever you think is important to explain your part of the case. Only thing we're doing today is, number one, determining, this hearing is for the purpose of determining is there probable cause that a crime was committed and you committed, and number two, what should any release conditions require? There you go.
And what are the release,
Everything I told you is printed on that form. All right, the bond amount is $5,000, next court date, July 15th at 8:30, and all the conditions I just explained to you, except I eliminated not returning if this happened in the location where in your residence. All right, there you go. That's right over there. By the way, the county attorney's office was asking for $50,000. They take this domestic violence stuff very seriously. There you go. All right, I've got